lists and sliding lists. In this lesson, we are going to learn how we can create different types of lists in Ionic. We'll also learn how we can create lists with slidable items. In slidable lists, the items can be slid either to the left or to the right to reveal options that are otherwise hidden. And finally, we'll learn how we can customize the look of these list items. So here we are back inside Visual Studio Code, and I'll just get rid of all the content inside my Ion content component. So I'll just get rid of all these tags that we created in the last video, and I'll save the file. And now again, the page goes blank. I'll also make a little more room on the screen, so I'll just go ahead and hide the Explorer here, and now I have a little more room on my screen. To create a simple list, the component that you have to use is IonList. For each item inside your list, you have to use a component called IonItem. And inside IonItem, the content of your item goes. So here you can just go ahead and type in anything that you want. As I save it, you can see that I get a list of items on my page. As of now, the only thing that we have inside our IonItem is the text list item 1. But you can also add images and text of variable sizes inside your list item. To use text of variable size and formatting, all you have to do is just use the component IonLabel, and inside your IonLabel within an h2 tag, you can type in the heading for your list item. For example, we can go ahead and type in Packed Publishing, and as I save it, you can see that I get this text. Just after my h2 tag, I'll create an h3 tag, and inside the h3 tag, we can go ahead and type in a subtitle. And as I save, you can see that I get the text in a slightly smaller font. After the h3 tag, you can use a p tag or the paragraph tag to add some descriptive content. And as I save, you can see that I get the text, but it carries different formatting. The text is very light in color and the font size is also smaller. Just like you can have different types of text, you can also add images inside your IonItem. And you can do that in two ways. You can either add an avatar image, which is a round image, or you can add a thumbnail image, which is a square image. Let's add an avatar image first. To add an avatar image, all you have to do is just use the component IonAvatar, and inside this component you can use the image tag and specify the URL to an image. For now, I'll just paste in the URL to the Adorable Avatars API that gives a random avatar image that will be displayed inside our application. So now as I save it, you can see that I get the image, but the image and the text are very close to each other. So the formatting is not right. And to fix that, on IonAvatar, we have to add the slot property and specify whether we want to have the IonAvatar in the start or in the end of the list item. So if I type in start here, the list item will be displayed towards the left of the text. And if I type in end here, the list item will be displayed towards the end inside our IonItem. Let's keep it start for now, and I'll just go ahead and copy this list item and I'll paste it just below it, and now I'll change IonAvatar to IonThumbnail. And this will change the image from the round avatar image to a square thumbnail image. The size of the thumbnail image is slightly larger than the size of an avatar image. If you want to get rid of this extra spacing surrounding your list, then all you have to do is just go to your Ion content and get rid of this padding attribute that you have on your Ion content, and as we remove it and save the file, you can see that now we don't have that extra spacing outside the list. So now that we know how we can create different types of lists, let's learn how we can make these list items slidable, so that we can slide them towards the left or towards the right to reveal some hidden options. So for now, for the sake of simplicity, I'll make this first list item slidable. To make a list item slidable, all you have to do is wrap the ion item inside a component called ion item sliding. So I'll just cut the closing tag and paste it after the ion items closing tag. Let's reformat the document. If you save right now, you will not notice any changes inside your list. The list item looks exactly the same and still you cannot slide it. To make it slidable, you have to add at least one and at most two ion item options components. So let's go ahead and add one. So here, right after the closing of my ion item, I'll use the component ion item options. And inside the ion item options component, we will have to create an ion item option for each hidden option that will be revealed when the user slides the list item. Along with that, we also need to specify a side attribute on ion item options. And the value of side can either be start or it can be end. If you pass in the value start to the side in your ion item options, the options will be placed towards the left inside the list item, and therefore you will have to slide your list item towards the right to reveal the options. On the other hand, if you pass in the value end to the side property, then the options are placed towards the right in the list item, and you will have to slide them towards the left to reveal the options. So let's pass in start here, and inside ion item options, we'll create an ion item option. And for now, I'll just go ahead and type in the text archive on this ion item option. Just like I have created this first ion item options component and passed the value start to the side property, I'll create another one, and this time I'll pass the value end to the side property, and I'll change the text on this ion item option as delete. Let's save that and see how it looks like. So it looks the same. And as I slide, the archive button, which is blue in color by default, is revealed, and as I slide towards the left, the delete button, which is also blue in color, is also revealed. Let's try changing the colors of these buttons. To do that, all you have to do is just pass in the color property on your ion item option. So for this first ion item option, which is towards the left, I'll use the color secondary. And for the second one, which is the ion item option with the text delete on it, I'll use the color danger. Let's save that, and as the application refreshes, now if I slide it towards the right, you can see that the archive button is green in color, and if I slide it towards the left, the delete button is red in color. Along with specifying colors, you can also pass in icons to your ion item options. To do that, all you have to do is just define an ion icon inside your ion item option. So here I'll just go ahead and use the icon with the name add, and also I'll pass in slot, and the value of slot is going to be start, which means that the icon will be placed towards the left of the text in the option. Now if I save it and if I slide it towards the right, you can see that I get this plus icon on this ion item option, and the icon is towards the left of this text. However, if you just want to have an icon and don't want to have the text, you can do that as well. All you have to do is just get rid of the text and use an ion icon with the value of slot set equal to icon only, and define the name of the icon. For now I'll use the trash icon, and let's save it. And now if I slide it towards the left, I get this icon which clearly tells me that I can use this option to delete this item from the list. On the other hand, if I slide towards the right, I can use this archive button to archive this list item. So this is how you can create lists and sliding lists in your Ionic applications. In the next video, we are going to learn about cards and grids in Ionic.